Hey everybody, it's story time with Steve DeMarco. And this is about XXXmas 2004. All the links to the first round, the semifinals, and the finals are right over there, so there you go. I'll get all the kind of like backstage where we were at first, get that out of the way. PCW at that point, I would say, had a very solid roster of guys. We had a good mix. We had a lot of up-and-coming guys, a lot of guys who were hungry, a lot of guys who had yet to earn a chance, and PCW gave them that opportunity. It was a weekly show, everything. We were trying to hit our stride, and just locker room was split. There was some inner turmoil, and some guys were going to leave, and we had to vacate a title, and then it was decided upon who would hopefully do this. And at this point, I'm like an upper mid-carder, television champion, cruiserweight champion, tag team champion. I'm on the cusp, been an uncut champion, so I think the timing was about right for me. And I was excited about the possibility. They felt I was durable. I felt I was on a good run, and then hurt my knee like 2 or 3 weeks before the tournament, and I wrecked it pretty bad. I wrecked it, got whacked with a chair, got put in some, knee doesn't bend certain ways, and had some damage, and really weren't sure what I was going to do, but I had to tough it out. Then I re-aggravated it doing a gauntlet match probably the week before the actual night, and didn't realize that it was like 3 years had passed. But so there you go. So that's where I was at, more or less. Company was kind of at a crossroads, fighting for our livelihood, or that's what we felt. And I really wanted to have a good showing, because if I'm going to be the champion, I need to show that I can go with anyone and that I deserve the spot. And then from there, and I had to prove to the office that I could do it. And I wanted to be a guy that people would pay good money to watch. So I took it as kind of a personal challenge. I wanted to steal the show with every match. My first match was with BJ Turner, and I've always said it, I've put it out there on a number of occasions, but for my newer viewers, I totally respect BJ Turner in the ring and as a person, and I think he's a talented guy. I think he could go with anyone, any cruiser, any guy, pretty much. But I think, if TNA were to look at a guy, possibly, he'd be a guy to look at. He has a shoot background. I'm going to put this cat over. Agile, he can go. And I really liked our match because of having, a good test for my knee, for one, and then getting to work a friend of mine, for two, and then also getting to kind of showcase some agility with a guy who could kind of do that stuff, and a good way of further giving him kind of the rub. So all in all, it was a win-win. And of course, you want to win the big belt, so you take any chance you can. Ref didn't see me do my thing, BJ took offense, but hey. So the next match was with TNA's Lance Hoyt, and I always say it like that. TNA superstar Lance Hoyt. And before he was part of the rock and rave infection, I guess, or before he was Christy Hemme's boy toy, this guy was one of the top, one of our top guys at PCW, and he was a TNA contracted guy and a superstar, so to speak. And he was getting a run, getting kind of a push, working with Kid Cash and tag team champion and whatnot. So it was really delicate how we could deal with it. And I don't know, a no DQ stipulation with just him, it kind of just didn't work for me. But they didn't say anything that he couldn't get counted out, so thanks to Claudia, there you go. But I like that match. I've always had pretty good matches with Lance, regardless of any, misunderstanding or anything else. Not saying that we do, but sometimes we don't see eye to eye on everything. It's just inevitable. But I think I could bring out, some solid matches out of him. And he's another guy I have a blast working, because it's easy to gun up for it. But the final match was with Hot Stuff Hernandez, or Hernandez, TNA's Hernandez, part of LAX. And this is way before that. But he was still one of the guys who was going to Japan, he was going to Mexico, and he was an international guy. He said it. He is. And he's just it's a different kind of beast with him. He's very strong. He doesn't really, I don't even think he knows his own strength. And he uses his body to his advantage. And he'll chunk you around. Talk about bumps. Just bad, like, hurtful, you feel it. Try a power bomb. And then 2, border tosses, I guess is what he calls them. And it was my 3rd match, and by then my knee was going, you serious? You want to do this? But it was great. For me, it's one of my personal highlights, just that whole show, because I got to showcase myself against guys that I wanted to be in the ring with, and also guys that, could get the most out of me, and I could get the most out of, and winning a title. And for PCW's sake, I was the first ever guy who had won 5 titles, and that being their cruiser, which I turned into sexy weight, and television, and tag team, and uncut, and the big belt, and being the first cruiser as well as heavyweight champion. Just a lot of, it was just a very cool time for me, and one of my more memorable nights. So, check them out. If you haven't looked at the links, look at the links. Just check them out. You never know. Now, my next video, which will happen pretty soon, actually, will cover my boy MPW, and I don't ever know the numbers. I don't remember. I apologize, but he's a guy that puts out a lot of videos, a lot of indie videos, a lot of Texas indie stuff. If you want to check out wrestling and some of the guys in the Texas area, couldn't hurt. He has a lot of videos, but there are a lot of indie videos. But he has actually some footage that I don't have. I think he's going to get to me, but he's already put it out there. So my next story time will talk about winning the uncut title, my last title at PCW. So get prepared for that. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everyone coming to check this out. And 2008 is going to be a great year, and I've got some plans for the next few videos, so keep a lookout for them. Like I always say, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy, but hey man, you're already here. You're already in the Lucha Lounge.